If God was the creator of everything, how did evil enter in? Who created Satan and why?
Good question. God is the creator of all things, and so some people have drawn from that conclusion that since a creature like Satan exists and is radically evil, God must have wanted and even created Satan. Of course he did create Satan, the being Satan, but he wasn't created as Satan. Satan is simply, in both the Greek and the Hebrew, words for Satan, it means adversary, enemy. But he wasn't created as enemy. He was created as an angel. He made himself Satan, or adversary, by rebelling against God. So God created the angels for love relationship with him, just like he created humans for love relationship with him. Some of those angels, led by Satan, rejected God and entered into warfare with God, broke away from God and started this alternative kingdom of darkness. That angel eventually comes to the new human race, to our first parents, and deceives them about who God is and therefore brings them over into his dark kingdom. It's all about relationship. It's about the fact that God desires love, covenant relationship with his creatures. But for love to be possible, choice must be possible, because forced love is not love. It's coercion. And so he grants angels and humans this opportunity to love with him, but part of the opportunity includes the possibility of refusing that love and becoming part of the kingdom of darkness. And so really you can say, I think Greg and I, we absolutely agreed on this together. God created everything for the purpose of love. It was out of his love, his triune love, that the creation overflowed. And yet part of love, just like in any human marriage or anything else, involves choice. And why did God allow choice that could mess this whole thing up? It's the same reason that if you're getting married to someone, you'd rather marry a human being who might hurt you than you would a robot who for sure won't hurt you. It's because the love is so precious when they could have done otherwise, that's the quality of love that makes love as valuable as it is. Robots, we program them ourselves and would just be loving ourselves. God wanted authentic love relationship, and so had to allow something like Satan choosing to do what it did.
Love requires risk in the same way that a triangle, by definition, has three sides. There's no way to create the possibility of love without, in the same act, creating the possibility of non-love, which is what evil ultimately is. And I find that sometimes people have a hard time getting that point, because they think that there must be something out there called evil that we choose. And so God must have put it out there. It must be evil in order to choose evil. But what I want to drive home is that if you think about it deeply, there's no like reality out there called evil that we choose. Rather, evil is the word we use for when we choose against God. We create the evil, and other free agents like the angelic beings create the evil in the process of choosing against God. And God did create that possibility, but it's because you can't create the possibility of love without creating that possibility, and God deemed that it was worth it. And we also agree that it's worth it. Even people who say they don't think it was worth it, they don't think that with all the pain in the world it was worth creating. Why did God create a world where he knew that it could possibly become this messed up? Well, the answer is because it's worth it. And we all agree with that every day we resist committing suicide. And we all agree with that every time we bring other kids into the world. Yes, we know that it could cause, there'll be pain, there'll be suffering, but it's better to live with the possibility and the risk of pain and rejection and suffering than it is to not exist. And we vote yes with God every day that we live and have kids in a multitude of other ways.